Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we just are everyday people. Now, right now, I'm interviewing a young lady who's a student in high school, and we're just kicking around a topic on should teachers be allowed to carry weapons, even if they take their handgun license and they're certified to carry a concealed handgun, but should they be allowed to bring it in the classroom? Should the teachers go through a mental check diagnosis to see if they're mentally fit, psychologically fit to brand it or carry that weapon on their persons during the school hours and in class? But I'd like to welcome to the show young student Aja. How you doing, Aja? Welcome to the show.
Hello there.
There she goes. So now, on your take, now personally, your personal opinion, how do you feel about teachers or school administrators carrying firearms or carrying concealed handguns in the classroom?
For my personal opinion, I think that's a terrible idea. The reason why is because, first of all, most of these teachers aren't even licensed to have a gun. And usually a gun initiates fear in a person. And the whole classroom full of children and a teacher with a gun, that's automatically going to set fear. Because what if it goes off and the teacher doesn't know how to use it and it hits a student or another faculty member or an administrator? So...
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. But now let me ask you this question though. Now, what if the gun is concealed? What if you never see the gun? How would you feel about? I mean, meaning the fact that say that the rule is passed, and you in your mind you know that the teachers may or may not have a gun, but how would you feel if it was concealed and you didn't see it?
If the gun was concealed, it might be a bit safer, but like what if a child or another person goes looking through your desk, because most children do go behind teachers' desk to get like tape or, supplies, and then they open and they see the gun.
Right.
Now, being children in high school, we're obviously going to fool around. Most children are going to fool around with that weapon.
Right.
And so they're going to be showing it off at Lou, look, she has a gun in her desk. And that's going to obviously lead to, like, somebody shooting somebody, or it goes off, and then it starts this whole mess, and it starts down a lockdown because a gun just got shot in the building. Right.
That makes a lot of sense. And now, let me ask you this question. A lot of the public schools, they have now uniformed police officers who carry their weapons on them, on their persons. Do you feel as threatened by that?
Now, setting aside everything that's been happening currently with police and their weapons, police are usually trained and they're allowed, and it's like they're okay to have a gun on them because they're going to use it for our safety and,
okay, well, that's
protect us. And that's what the police are for. So
Right.
the teachers don't have to carry a gun in the classroom while students are learning.
Right.
That's what the police are there for, to protect us from that type of stuff before it even enters the building, before it even gets to that point.
Right, with your taxes that you pay, school taxes, you pay public service taxes for that protection, and children should be safe in a learning environment, to get their curriculum.
To the point where a teacher needs to carry around a gun or firearm.
Right. We don't want to create the culture to where the teacher would need to walk around with a gun on them in order to feel safe teaching high schoolers. I mean, do we want to send that message out that that society has gone awry or so bad to where teachers would actually need to carry a weapon on their persons? I mean, it's something to think about. You know, we did have Columbine and a lot of other school campus shooting from high school to middle school to college. Now, me myself personally, I witnessed school shooting, lunchroom, cafeteria. Student came in and uh, shot two principals and wounded a student. And being going through that experience personally, you know, uh, I can say, you know, hearing those gunshots and seeing the mass confusion and people stampeding out of the lunch area, you know, that sticks with you. But still, at this point, I wouldn't say teachers. This outcome could have been different if the teacher himself had a weapon because he was surprised. He didn't see it coming, so the shock factor wave that went through the cafeteria and the students. I mean, anybody that was in there at that time would never forget that incident. You know. So, in your conclusion, before we end this show, so how do you feel? You know, your opinion, your final opinion on this subject of teachers being able to carry weapons in the classroom. I mean, do you think it will pass in the future, or do you feel that the children of this up and coming generation is more about educating themselves to where teachers wouldn't actually need to carry those weapons? What do you feel on that issue? What's your final say on this topic?
All right, bye.
No, you didn't get your final take. What's your final take?
Oh, my apologies. My final take on this situation is that a teacher shouldn't be able to carry around a gun. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay, well, there you have it, high school student giving out their take on teachers and guns. Hope you learned something from this, but this is Verbal Pick Radio, and we'll keep dropping up-to-date topics that affect everyday people, and we're out.